Aliasu.
This one is good. This one for not get you. This one for
So here it is, border with Ghana.
Today I'm crossing the border to Ghana and riding deep into the bush, far off the beaten path. I begin the journey at a place where few outsiders venture, a world hidden from the most, where people risk their lives in hope of striking gold. After hours of riding, I finally made it to one of Ghana's hidden gold mines. Here, dozens of men, working from dawn to dusk, chasing the faintest gleam of gold. As I approach one group of miners, I see the hard work they are doing.
Yeah, this one is good.
A day of back-breaking shoveling. Each shovel full of earth they turn is hard and physical labor, repeated hundreds, even thousands of times. For them, the work is repetitive, but the stakes are high, as there are only few opportunities how to earn living now here. Every handful of dirt could potentially hold a gold that can change their lives, but more often is just more dirt. Mining here is not glamorous. Watching them work, I gain deeper appreciation for the strength and resilience it takes to make the living this way.
And this one, you call him Sank Mine.
Today I'm not traveling alone, I have a company. It's a fearless and inspiring Moroccan traveler. Let me introduce you to Mariam. Mariam has been traveling solo through remote parts of West Africa. She's one of those people who light up the journey with their curiosity and courage.
He said that if I'm not afraid to sleep in here alone.
Like me, she is here for adventure, the unknown and every challenge that comes with it. She faced many tough moments on the road, but handles them all with smile. At the gold mine, despite the hard work, I was surprised to see the happiness and enthusiasm on the workers' faces.
But you guys are working very hard, it's not easy job. Thank you, I'm Thomas. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Not all the work at the gold mine is done with sieves. Some of the miners actually use advanced metal detectors.
Yeah, this is mine. Adams. Yeah. I work for good. Anytime. My work is
Hard work.
Anytime, every day, every night. I work hard for good. Get good, big good, one day.
One day, yes, you get inshallah.
Leaving the gold mine, we soon found ourselves on different kind of adventure. Instead of making detour riding on the paved surface, we decided to take a shortcut through forest. But soon we realized that the road ahead was unforgiving. The combination of rain and heavy logging machinery destroyed the road, which was already in bad condition. We pushed on, but the mud clogged our wheels, bogging us down. The road became impassable. Then suddenly, a loud snap, a dreaded sound, came from Mariam's bike.
Mariam broke a derailleur, or the part of the bicycle attached to the derailleur. They warned us the road is no good, but we didn't listen. Well, that's how it is.
Pas de derailleur chercheuse. Show them there. Donc الحل هو غادي نفيكسي Since
We both knew that there is no easy solution for this problem.
Oh, joy.
We had to turn back, but the rain made mud slippery. Every step became difficult. The only way out of there was to push together each bike separately. My sandals were also inappropriate for this condition, which brought a lot of extra effort.
Certainly, if I go ever to the jungle, I will not take any sandals. It's impossible to walk. Whatever kind of good sandals there are, it's impossible to walk in the sandals. It's much better to walk barefoot. Always something with the tip, some kind of shoes.
The muddy terrain was relentless, testing endurance of each and every part of our bikes. Sticky mud clung to every part, especially chain, gears and tires. We managed to find a temporary solution for the broken derailleur by shortening the chain and converting the bicycle to a fixed gear. It was not perfect, but it was enough to keep us moving forward on this challenging journey. Back on the asphalt roads, we pedaled towards the nearest town, hoping to find some relief after the challenging road. The plan was to secure transportation to Accra and fix bike there.
I'm so poor. I don't have enough money. That's why I'm cycling with the bike.
I'll go to watch your YouTube channel. Give me your YouTube channel.
I will give you my YouTube channel and you will see yourself in YouTube. Okay?
After some negotiations, we finally managed to get some reasonable price. But as the bike was loaded on the car, the sad moment arrived. It was time for me to continue the journey alone.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm going to Kumasi, but on the bicycle and a different way.
Bye-bye.
It was sad to watch Mariam leaving. After spending so much time cycling together, sharing countless challenges and unforgettable experience. But the journey is far from over, and new adventures await. Before continuing towards Kumasi, I had much needed bicycle maintenance to do. The last time I changed a chain was back in Sierra Leone, over 2000 kilometers ago, most ridden on the dirt and muddy roads. Keeping the drivetrain in good condition is essential. A worn-out chain can put extra strain on gears and can wear them much quicker. By replacing it now, I can save the rest of the drivetrain for many more kilometers to go.
This deep round groove on the first one is the difference between the new chain and the old chain. The new chain feels always so good. Oh, I'm happy about it. Still the cassette and the crank is not so used, so it feels good with the new chain. Yeah, I'm very happy. Good.
The road to Kumasi was still ahead, but at least now I knew my bike was ready for next challenges.
Oh, that feels like a feeling of new chain. Whoa.
Unfortunately, the logging vehicles we encountered on the muddy road were not the only ones. On my way to Kumasi, I passed many trucks all carrying heavy loads of freshly cut wood. I became accustomed to see massive ceiba trees strapped to the back of the trucks. Without them, the lush canopy that once defined this place is reduced to an overgrown bush. The absence of these giants isn't just a loss for landscape, it's a loss for entire ecosystem. Many of these large trees also bear fruits, which wildlife like monkeys and other forest creatures are dependent on. In fact, it was a very long time since I saw any wildlife. The road to Kumasi reminded me the fragile balance between progress and preservation. After days cycling through muddy roads, dense forest and challenging trails, I finally arrived in Kumasi, the cultural center of Ghana.
After a long and dusty day, I arrived in Kumasi.
My first stop is the famous Kejetia market, one of the largest open-air markets in West Africa. It is a maze of stalls, selling everything you can imagine, from fresh products and handmade crafts, to intricate fabrics and local delicacies.
Aliatu?
Yeah,
Aliatu. Okay. Thank you very much.
As I wandered through the bustling maze of Kejetia market, I could not resist the tempting smells of delicious food. This market isn't just a hub for trade, it's also paradise for food lovers, looking to sample authentic Ghanaian flavors. One of my favorites is kelewele, delicious spice fried plantain. The sweet aroma of banana was in the air as I watched the vendor preparing the food.
So here I'm in Kumasi.
And it's not just fried plantain that stands out here in Kejetia market. Among many food stalls, I found one offering one of my favorite dishes in West Africa, red, a traditional Ghanaian bean stew, made of rice and beans cooked to perfection. Locally produced palm oil and served with grated cassava or gari for an extra texture. One can pair it with plantain, boiled egg, or local fried cheese. After the delicious portion of red, I was ready to explore more of this lively city. My next stop was the Kumasi Military Museum, located in the historical Kumasi Fort. The museum also delves into Anglo-Ashanti wars, a resistance against British colonization. Despite the fierce battles and unity of Ashanti people, it resulted in exile of Ashanti Queen, Ya Ashantewa, who remains symbol of bravery and defiance.
So here in Kumasi and Kumasi Museum of Armed Forces.
Yes, Armed Forces.
Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for letting me take the pictures of it.
You're welcome.
Free, and I very much appreciate it.
To continue discovering the rich history of Ghana, my final stop is the Palace of Ashanti Kingdom. The palace is transformed into a museum, where I had a chance to learn more about the culture and traditions. The palace have a lot of visitors who, just like me, come to appreciate the history of one of the most powerful empires in West Africa. The palace isn't just about the past, it's also about the reflection and inspiration. Here I came across the World Peace Bell, erected in honor of Kofi Annan, Ghanaian diplomat and former General Secretary of United Nations. Kumasi left me with the impression of a lively city, full of history and traditions. But I need to continue. Ghana have much to offer, and I want to experience as much of its beauty as possible. And I don't need to go far. A short drive from Kumasi lies Lake Bosomtwe, natural wonder. The lake is formed in the crater of Asian meteorite impact. 10 km wide, it is surrounded by 300-meter wall, which stands out from the surrounding landscape. But there is even more to it, as the lake is considered a sacred place. According to local beliefs, the lake is where the souls of dead depart to bid farewell to the goddess of the lake, before moving to afterlife. Unknown to me, I was going to experience some of the traditional beliefs firsthand.
Well, and that's the lake road.
Arriving at the lake late afternoon, I had no accommodation arrangements and instead decided to search for a wild camping spot. It was not easy, as the area was either overgrown or populated. Eventually, I set up my tent in a hidden cacao farm. Suddenly, something caught my attention. Nearby, I noticed a dugout hole resembling a grave. Next to it was placed white cloth and a calabash filled with dark liquid. The sight was unsettling, but exhaustion left me no choice but to stay there for a night. The next day I saw a similar calabash floating on the lake, with the seeds sprouting on its surface. The Lake Bosomtwe is not just natural wonder, but a spiritual one, where tradition and people beliefs remain deeply rooted.
So here I am in Ghana, sleeping in a cacao farm, and I had to get out before some villagers see me.
Seeing people practicing traditions like honoring souls of death coming to the lake offered me a glimpse into Ghana's rich cultural heritage. It is time to continue. Climbing out of the crater won't be easy. Along the way, I found a place serving local food, exactly what I need to recharge before tackling the steep ascent out of the crater.
So close to the Lake Bosumtwe, here I have breakfast. Bosumtwe. Okay. Yeah, the second road from the lake, it's a little bit tough. And it just continues. So, yeah. Luckily, it's only 8 o'clock in the morning, so I have time. But it's gonna be a lot of pushing.
I pushed on, tackling the steep rocky path out of the crater. It was tough, but the journey continues, and Ghana has so much more to offer.
It gave me a really hard time. To be honest, I'm sweating so much, but yeah, already on the top and ready to continue. Lake Volta.
My journey through Ghana continues as I head south towards Lake Volta, the world's largest artificial lake. To reach the lake, I get to do some challenging cycling through a hilly region, offering stunning sceneries. I found this part of Ghana surprisingly developed, with many newly built luxury houses.
Here in Ghana, on the Tabletop Mountain, heading to a ferry across Lake Volta, or the branch of Lake Volta. So yeah, looking forward.
Descending from the mountain, I was greeted with the stunning beauty of the surrounding highlands, and in the distance, I caught my first glimpse of Lake Volta. Although the region's beauty was captivating, I had no time to spare, as I needed to reach the town before the last ferry departs. And with a bit of luck, I made it just on time. On board, I met a Catholic priest returning to his mission. He generously invited me to stay at the mission for some much-needed rest. Grateful for hospitality, I gladly accepted. Spending time at the mission would be a chance to recover and learn more about life in this part of Ghana. Arriving at the mission, I was welcomed and given a nice room to stay. The priest also invited me to join him visiting nearby communities. It was a chance I couldn't miss, offering deeper understanding to the people's life and everyday challenges they face. On the peninsula near the Lake Volta, it is home to communities relocated from the northern region. Many people here face security challenges in their previous homes and had settled here to rebuild their lives. Despite the challenges, they have adapted to the life near lake, relying on fishing and farming. Living in traditional houses here is not a sign of underdevelopment, but rather a reflection of uncertainty. As the land doesn't belong to them, many people are hesitant to invest. Land ownership also fuels deeper challenge. Conflict between farmers and herders, these clashes, often deadly, are frequently misinterpreted as religious disputes, because farmers are typically Christian and herders Muslim, but at their core they are struggles over land usage and resources. Together with the priest, we visited one of the local fields. Along the way, he explained different crops they grow in the region. The first crop we came across was sorghum leaves, also known locally as wachi. Remember the bean stew I enjoyed in Kumasi? Wachi is the ingredient that gives the food distinct purple color.
It's called the wachura.
Next, we met a farmer hard at work, caring for his chili plants. And nearby, a vibrant stack of harvested chilies lay drying under the sun. He also explained that these chilies are boiled first, before drying, to prevent mold. The farmer then showed us other his crops, like groundnuts or beans. On our way back to the mission, we noticed the farmer waving at us, wanting to show us another one of his crops. But the real reason he called us over was even more heartwarming, as he wanted to share some of his sweet potatoes with us. And that was not all. Returning home after a day on the lake were a group of fishermen. They were very excited to see the priest is back, and in a nice gesture they gave us some of their fish. Back at the mission, we used the ingredients we received to prepare simple yet delicious dinner.
To arrange everything so it looks good.
The dinner was amazing, but the inevitable sad moment had arrived. Now it's time for me to continue the journey alone and carry these memories with me. Now I'm back on saddle again, cycling on a peninsula, heading to another ferry port, which will take me across Lake Volta.
Well, and that's the ferry. I think I'll go to get some drink before. They leave at 10, it's 8 o'clock, so yeah, I'm in good time.
Having some time before the ferry departs, I went for a bath. My journey through Ghana is slowly coming to an end, but there is still so much to see. Before crossing into Togo, I plan to visit one of the regional most spectacular natural wonders. Wli Waterfall, tallest in West Africa, is the regional landmark and favorite destination for visitors. But my adventure doesn't end here. I have heard of another, lesser-known waterfall, hidden gem in a dense primeval forest, and finding it is my next goal. Ghana is a country of rich flavors and great cuisine. Before setting off towards the waterfalls, I stop at the market for another Ghanaian staple dish, a perfect way to fuel the journey ahead.
Oh, so sorry, what is it called? This one, what is it called? Banku. Okay.
Made of cassava and corn flour, its slightly sour taste makes it perfect companion for local stews.
Okay. So that's a banku.
It is not the first time I tried the dish, as the different varieties can be found all over the Ghana. My absolute favorite was Kenke, made out of maize and wrapped in corn leaves.
It's very nice. I think the locals kind of make fun of me, but it's good.
The last and the most popular of the swallow dishes is Fufu. Primarily made of cassava flour, Fufu can be found all over the West Africa. Swallow dishes were not the only highlight of the Ghanaian products. Among others were fried cheese and sweet potatoes. And from fruits, I enjoyed local bananas and guava. With my hunger satisfied and Lake Volta behind me, I was getting closer to the hills, separating Ghana and Togo. My focus was now set on one goal, finding the waterfall hidden deep in the jungle. When I arrived to the village, I learned that a single track through the jungle wasn't suited for bicycle, and to reach the waterfall, I had to continue on foot. As I began the hike, the forest revealed a vibrant new world teeming with life. The air was filled with the songs of birds in the canopy and the hum of insects along the footpath. The biodiversity of the forest was a stark contrast to the landscape I had cycled through over the past month in Ghana. Following the stream, the sound of rushing water grew louder with every step. It was a sure sign that I was getting closer to the waterfall. Hidden within the lush greenery of surrounding forest, the waterfall revealed itself in all its glory. Enhanced by the heavy rains from the night before, the 60 meters of seamlessly falling water crashed into the sandy clearing below, creating breathtaking scenery. But the stunning scenery didn't end here. Before crossing to Togo, I couldn't miss the chance to visit the famous Wli Waterfall, located just 30 kilometers away, a perfect final stop on my Ghanaian adventure. It didn't take me long before arriving at the second waterfall, and after seeing its sheer size, it immediately explained its popularity. Beyond the breathtaking cascade, the area also offers a scenic hiking trail that winds up the mountain, promising stunning views of the surrounding landscape. I didn't hesitate to start it.
Yeah, it's a little challenging, but otherwise it's nice. It's a nice hike. Almost on the top. That's the waterfall, but they kind of didn't appreciate it that I didn't buy the ticket for the top part. And also apparently I should sign some documents about, you know, health and safety. So yeah, good on you, Ghana. It's a couple of months I haven't seen that, but yeah, so far so good. But yes, I'm going to continue on the rocky part. I'm not looking forward so much to that, but it should be okay.
Reaching the top, I was rewarded with a spectacular view of the waterfall and the surrounding landscape. As I stood there, gazing at the breathtaking scenery, memories of my journey through Ghana came rushing back. From the resilience of the gold miners, to the bittersweet farewell with Mariam. Following by the glimpse into the rich history of Kumasi, alive in its bustling markets, which stood in the stark contrast to the peaceful shores of Lake Bosomtwe. The memory of warm welcome to the Catholic mission and the dedication of farmers working on the fields. And all this wrapped in unforgettable flavors of Ghanaian cuisine. Exploring Ghana off the beaten path was an adventure I would treasure for a long time, but now it's time to continue, starting with crossing the border into my next destination, Togo.
So it has been a nice journey to travel here in Ghana, and right now I'm heading to the border with Togo. It's quite hilly and very nice out here. Oh, it was rather difficult to make a decision whether to go more east and cross the border there to more the arid regions, or over here. But yeah, decision came to the Togo, so looking forward. Hopefully there will be no problem with the border crossing, so I can get visa on arrival, so that's good. Well, and here I arrived to the Ghanam border. So let's head to the Togo. The first guy disliked me and he searched everything on the bicycle or my luggage. Oh, I got extremely lucky since another guy came and said that the drone is not a problem and it will not work in Togo.